schools are trying to get creative to get more people back in there. And it kind of is a shame because that makes it more like a big business as opposed to like we're really just trying to help create new lawyers and train lawyers and whatnot. So it seems to me like I know this is all big business, but it's a little bit different when you have a not-for-profit school as opposed to a school that is just trying to make new attorneys. So I don't know.
Well, the funny thing is, as we both know, these nonprofit universities, they do tend to operate more like a business in certain ways. They do have their overhead to meet. They do have big administrative expenses. But the problem is that the LSAT has a strong demonstrated correlation with first-year law school grades, and the GRE hasn't really been shown to do quite the same. And there is a big investment students are making in the law school admission process, in going to law school. They're taking on massive debt, and you want to know these students are going to succeed in law school and then be able to pass the bar in the end.
Yeah, and ultimately that's the goal of every law school and any program that tries to teach you how to pass the bar, like Barbary or Kaplan, and the other ones as well too. So I think I find it to be interesting. It's kind of evolving. The legal field is kind of taking a step back, which is good. I think it was going a little too fast, too much. There was too many attorneys being barred in California, and now I think we have the second most attorneys or the most attorneys in for our state. But I can see that this is going to still probably retract a little bit before it gets going again. So I don't know. Where do you see it going? Do you think that the GRE is going to be a supplement to all the law schools soon?
I do think the GRE will probably end up spreading to the majority of law schools because the American Bar Association doesn't really seem to be stopping it. And they have the incentive, of course, to cater to law schools and help them get more applicants. So I do think it will continue to spread, but I think the biggest problem will be for the lower tier law schools where they're taking people with GRE scores who couldn't do it on the LSAT, and then they are going to run into a problem down the line. So I think if this continues too far, I'm hoping the ABA or the federal government will step in because they do have an obligation to serve their students well.
Yeah, that's true. They have a vested interest to make sure that because ultimately when you have bad attorneys, it means that the whole field is kind of brought down, and that's why it's been in the news a lot recently with the bar results in California. I'm sure you've been paying attention to that. The bar that I passed was actually one of the lowest, if not the lowest, bar pass percentage in the history of the bar. I think it was 23% or so, 24%, which is just crazy. It's crazy to think that many people failed. There was 10,000 plus applicants, I believe, and only 2,400 made it or something like that. It was crazy. So I know that that's not the norm, but the California Supreme Court has gotten involved because we need to figure out where are we going wrong? Is it the students? Is it the LSAT scores, or is it just the schools not properly training these students? I don't know. I think that it's kind of, we don't know for sure yet, and I don't know if we will know for a while. So.
No, it really is a travesty. I think these students graduating with debt, not being able to pass the bar, and then, of course, if there's an oversupply of lawyers, how do they hang out their own shingle and get some business? So I think that what we want to do is we want to just help people get the best LSAT scores possible, get into the best law school possible. And my goal, honestly, is to help students go to law school for free, or at least with massive scholarship money. And you do that by getting the best LSAT score possible because law schools want people with high LSAT scores because it helps them in the rankings as well.